I got home and saw the 1- and 2-year-old, and they wrapped their arms around me, and Kylie did as well, and all was well.
It's great when the president says it's not a tax, and when the congressional Democrat leaders say it's not a tax. And then the Justice Department says, oh, it's a tax, because that's a good defense for us. And the judge says, well, they never use the tax word, but I think we can fit it in under the tax word.
Yeah, and remember, they waffled back and forth between anything from fine to tax to, I thought they were going to use the new buzzword, fee. So
what's the president say? Entitlement or investment, something or other?
Investment would be a good one.
Yeah, so it's $600 billion in new investments, the $500 billion reduction in Medicare. It's worse medical care, not better medical care.
No, and now every doctor's in the 60 cents on the dollar business, and we know, again, I stated this to one of our callers earlier this morning, you and I know that if we walk into an in-house procedure with our doctor, that if we turned to that window and paid with cash, we could give them $200 for the procedure. We know.
You're right.
And if we hand them that insurance card, they're billing at 6 or 8 for administrative costs plus the reduction in what they know they're going to get paid.
Right. I mean, the states won on the Commerce Clause. We won on the Medicaid expansion spending clause. And out of left field, we lose on the tax clause, which is a huge, huge opening for people to simply say Congress can do whatever they want by calling something a tax. And there's no line in the sand for where it's appropriate and where it's inappropriate.
None. There's no stopping. There's no stopping this now. Not for nutrition. Not for anything. Not for global warming.
Yeah, I mean, when you earn money, you pay income tax. When you buy property, you pay property tax. When you buy products, you pay sales tax. Here, you buy nothing and you get a tax, and you get nothing in return for it.
Unreal.
I'm having trouble finding another thing where Americans don't do something and don't get something, but they pay a tax.
Sam, I'll give you another backdoor tax. Jerry Doyle was talking about it on his syndicated show yesterday. He was talking about the size of your house, that the government will be soon to rule anything over 2,500 square feet gets taxed at X amount per square foot. Well, because that's an energy thing.
Well, if that's the case, I'm moving in with the fair cost because, her cooking's really good.
Yeah. Hey, go move into your son's dorm up in Syracuse.
Yeah, I always liked early concrete. You don't need sheetrock in a dorm. Concrete blocks works well.
No, and if a kid's living in a 20 by 20 box, he should get a rebate from the federal government.
It's all about paying out the folks that don't pay taxes in the first place.
Yeah, true. We're going to come back to all this mess here in a second, since I got you for a few minutes this morning. Let's go back a few days and celebrate the tri-state water ruling.
That was an excellent ruling. And in fact, last month we got an excellent decision from Fish and Wildlife on a biological opinion, but we didn't say anything publicly because we knew everyone was paying attention to the petition in the Supreme Court. Then we won the petition in the Supreme Court, and then the day after, the Corps of Engineers filed a pleading that said that they had the legal authority based on the 11th Circuit decision to consider Georgia's water request. So we've had three decisions, frankly, come out, one from the U.S. Supreme Court, two from federal agencies in the last month. All three are very good for our state. We actually had a hearing in Birmingham on the other lawsuit concerning Lake Altoona. But, clearly, if you look back to when I was first elected, we had a gun to our head due to the judge's decision in 2009, and our state was in trouble with water supply. And now we have a level playing field, and now is the time for the three governors to work hard and to settle 20-plus years of litigation.
Yeah, Sam Olens. Yay to Sam Olens. You're 3-0 on this one.
Well, we're doing really, really well on some of this major litigation, but, now it's time to go from the courtroom to the conference room and to settle some of these cases.
All right. And then, of course, I read your statements and your press releases yesterday. You and the governor releasing kind of a joint press release.
Yes. Well, I think that, our two senators often do joint releases.
Yeah, and they did it again today.
Right, and I think when there's a matter such as immigration or health care where the governor and I are working hand in hand, that's showing that that agreement to work well together is good for Georgia. So we try and do that as much as we can. He had the press conference at the Capitol. I was frankly in D.C. yesterday. I spent last Monday and yesterday with the Republican nominee, Mitt Romney. We didn't know whether the decision was coming out on Monday or Thursday, so I spent both days with him and was honored to spend time with our nominee.
Yeah, matter of fact, his people offered you up yesterday for a call-in. I said, I'm good. I got him Friday morning.
Well, just wish me luck at 1 o'clock today. I'm on Andrea Mitchell's show on MSNBC.
Okay.
That's not exactly fair territory for me.
No, but I'm telling the wife to hit DVR because I've seen you attacked. I watched you get attacked at a kind of what was it? Just kind of a forum, a political forum,
right.
And I watched you lash back, and I went, "Ooh, he's good."
No, so we'll be at 1 o'clock today. I think MSNBC, 10 a.m. tomorrow, approximately. I'm on CNN. And probably do something Sunday too. That's just not decided.
I got to get her to DVR because I sure hope they think you're an easy target.
But we got a big win for the state on the opt-out with the expansion of Medicaid.
Yeah.
But candidly, we're all disappointed. We wanted to win the whole thing. We presented a great case. When the state attorney general first filed the suit, we were told the suit was frivolous, but it had no basis. We were told that we should be sanctioned for having the gall to file such a lawsuit. No one thinks it was frivolous now, but unfortunately, we weren't the ones with 5 votes.
Sam, people forget, again, this is State's Attorney General Sam Olens. He's our top dog for Georgia. People forget you were sitting there for every day of the arguments. That's why you got to be even more stunned than the average Joe.
The Justice Department always briefed the tax issue, and early on the administration literally said, "Stop it." We told the public it's not a tax, don't argue it.
Wow.
But the Justice Department was right. They knew that was a better argument that the president was permitting for them, and they won on that argument. And so here it's not a tax for purposes of the Anti-Injunction Act, but it is a tax for purpose of Article 1, Section 8. So I'm very concerned about this. That's deceptive to the American public. If the president and congressional leadership at the time tell the American public something's not a tax, and then the Justice Department and the court can thereafter say it is a tax, then that's even more reason for people to be cynical in this country.
All right. Hopefully a 35 to 40-year long sleeping giant. We are so complacent because things were so good, Sam.
Well, November 6th is very, very important. There's a clear distinction between the candidates. You want big government, high deficit, spend money that we can. So do you want a free market, experienced leader who is going to frankly bring this country back and off the fiscal cliff?
Yeah, tell Mitt's people to get me a truckload of signs down here. I'm motivated.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
And real quick too, this one frightened me a little bit as kind of something inside or behind the scenes. A University of California Irvine Law School dean, his name's Erwin Chemerinsky. His quote is, "I think this is the week that it really became the John Roberts court. Up until now," he said, obviously an Anthony Kennedy court. That frightens me because that's not, to me, the average Joe, that's not the role.
No, I agree, and it's interesting, in many ways, while I totally disagree with Chief Justice Roberts' opinion, in many ways he's given us a gift, because, even in his opinion, he said, "I'm not saying this is good policy, the question here is whether it's the law." And in many ways, this indexed the independent Republican voters against the president more than we were able to do without him.
No. That on immigration, that on health care. That guy's a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Did you see where after Arizona won on Section 2B of their lawsuit, the president had the Department of Homeland Security suspend the 287G program?
Yeah.
It's almost like a little 4-year-old who says, you're not playing nicely, so I'm keeping my marbles.
Hey, all right. Who's Mitt? You got some insight. Who's Mitt picking for a running mate, please?
He didn't call you?
No, he sure didn't.
I'll call him today about that.
Yeah, please. So that will matter. Obviously, with rumors.
It would matter, but I think he's going to choose someone who's very, very experienced, who would be able to step in on day one and make us proud. And I have full confidence in his abilities to pick the right person.
Okay, he didn't ask you, did he?
No, he was going to ask you first.
I was going to say, well, is Sam Olens going to be maybe on that ticket?
Looking at it, maybe he's, if not, he might be on a cabinet post. I'll take that.
I could be in charge of the family dog.
Sam, it was good to hear from you this morning. Keep up the great fight. Again, we are a stunned community, but I'm going to take it and motivate.
That's what we need to do. Thank you very much, Scott.
Good talking to you.
Same here. Bye-bye.
Our state's Attorney General Sam Olens. We'll take a quick break.